The truth about selling a restaurant in 2025. What we sell restaurants learned from hundreds of deals. Part 1. First, in a 3-part series on the restaurant resale marketplace in 2025 that both buyers and sellers should understand as they prepare for 2026. If you think selling a restaurant is as simple as putting a restaurant for sale ad online and waiting for buyers, 2025 delivered a reality check. After facilitating hundreds of restaurant sales across the country in 2025, We Sell Restaurants saw exactly what worked, what stalled deals, and what left sellers frustrated, undervalued, or stuck operating a business they were trying to exit. The restaurant resale market surprised even seasoned brokers. Concepts expected to sell quickly sat for months. Restaurants owners believed were turnkey scared off serious buyers. At the same time, deals that looked impossible on paper closed in record time. This 3-part series shares what We Sell Restaurants learned by being in the trenches of hundreds of transactions. Part 1 focuses on timing, pricing reality, and how the buyer pool changed in 2025. 1. Timing matters more than you think. Most restaurant owners wait too long to sell. We saw it repeatedly in 2025. An owner burns out, revenue starts slipping, and only then do they decide to list. By that point, the financials tell a story buyers do not want to hear. Ask any certified restaurant broker about the best time to sell, and the answer is consistent. Sell when the restaurant is performing well and momentum is moving forward. Buyers are not just purchasing equipment and a lease. They are buying confidence. A restaurant trending upward or even holding steady will command more value than one invisible decline. Here is what surprises most sellers. January and August are consistently our busiest months for restaurant sales and have been for 2 decades. These months generate the highest buyer inquiries, the most contracts, and the strongest online traffic. Not spring, not fall. January brings motivated buyers with fresh goals, completed year-end budgeting, and financing lined up. Corporate professionals begin exploring ownership seriously. August brings a similar reset tied to back-to-school timing, seasonal planning, and increased buyer activity across our dashboards. If you are reading this in early 2026, you are entering the January buying surge. Serious buyers are active right now. If your restaurant is ready, this is your moment. If you miss January, do not panic. Deals happen year-round. Waiting while numbers slip is far riskier than listing at the right time. 2. The 2025 cliff problem. The biggest challenge we faced in 2025 was what we call the cliff problem. Restaurants with strong 2024 performance often saw sharp declines in 2025. Yet many sellers remained anchored to their prior year numbers when setting asking prices. We would receive a listing inquiry proudly citing 2024 results. When we asked for current financials, responses slowed. When numbers finally arrived, revenue was often down 15 to 30%. Avoiding current numbers does not make them disappear. It damages credibility with both your broker and buyers. Banks and buyers will see current performance during due diligence. Transparency early builds trust and saves time. One real example from 2025 involved a casual dining restaurant that did $720,000 in 2024. When first quarter 2025 numbers were finally provided, annualized revenue tracked closer to 520 yuan. Instead of listing on outdated numbers, we priced based on reality. The restaurant went under contract in 10 weeks to a buyer who valued transparency and saw opportunity. Another listing ended very differently. Strong early interest evaporated after late delivery of 2025 numbers forced a price adjustment. The seller later raised the price despite weaker performance. Momentum disappeared. The market moved on. Incorrect pricing leads to stale listings, repeated reductions, frustrated sellers, and skeptical buyers. The lesson is simple. Price based on where your restaurant is today, not where it was last year. The market does not negotiate with denial. 3. The buyer's changed understanding who is buying restaurants is critical to positioning your sale correctly. In 2025, first-time restaurant buyers represented a significant portion of transactions. These buyers included corporate professionals, early retirees, government employees transitioning to the private sector, and hospitality workers ready to own. They brought capital and motivation, but needed guidance through due diligence. Experienced multi-unit operators were less active in 2025, as many focused on consolidation rather than expansion. As interest rates continue to trend down and economic confidence improves, these buyers are expected to return and move quickly. Industry veterans, such as managers and chefs, represented about a quarter of deals. They understood operations, but often required seller financing or creative structures. Franchise resales proved especially attractive. Buyers skipped build-outs and acquired operating locations. Government workforce transitions played a role, with hundreds of thousands leaving public sector roles by the end of 2025 and shifting directly into ownership. What buyers cared about most in 2025? Buyers focused on three things: cash flow consistency. Predictable monthly revenue mattered more than seasonal spikes. Lease terms. This was the number one deal killer. Short remaining terms, high rent ratios, and uncooperative landlords stopped otherwise solid deals. Operational systems. Buyers wanted businesses that could run without the owner working 70 hours a week. Documented procedures, POS history, and organized records mattered. Common deal breakers included lease issues, undisclosed operational problems, declining performance, immigration-related visa challenges, and staffing concerns in certain regions. What surprised us was what buyers cared less about. Decor, branding, and social media presence mattered far less than expected. Buyers planned to rebrand if the fundamentals worked. A breakfast cafe with consistent revenue, strong systems, and a long lease sold in 8 weeks despite cosmetic issues. A trendy concept with declining revenue and a short lease sat for 10 months. The lesson is clear. Buyers want proof, systems, and security. Not potential or promises. What this means for 2026. The restaurant resale market rewards preparation, honesty, and realistic expectations. Sellers who succeeded in 2025 priced correctly, understood their buyers, organized documentation early, and were transparent about performance. Looking ahead to 2026, expect continued demand for proven concepts, increased scrutiny of current financials, faster closings for well-prepared listings, and even more sophisticated buyers. Restaurants that look like smart investments will win. Clean numbers, solid leases, consistent performance, professional presentation. What's next in part 2 of this series, we will cover the documentation, pricing strategies, and hidden factors that made or broke deals in 2025. If you are considering selling in 2026, preparation starts now. Our certified restaurant brokers can provide a professional valuation based on current market conditions and help position your restaurant for success. Contact We Sell Restaurants for a confidential consultation at 404-800-6700 or visit WeSellRestaurants.com.